young green jackfruit, product of Thailand. Well, we're doing it again here at the Redneck BBQ Lab. We're going vegan. Hey folks, I am Jerry Stevenson. I am the Chief Redneck in Charge at the Redneck BBQ Lab, McGee's Crossroad, Benson, North Carolina. Here today in the RBL studios to do yet another surprise vegan dish for you folks. Today we are going to do a vegan smoked jackfruit barbecue sandwich. Before we get into this video and how-tos and why I really want to do this, we'd like for you to go down here and like this video for us, please. Also subscribe to our channel if you're not a subscriber. Click on that bell for notifications so you know when the videos are coming out and when we do these live videos that we pop up and do every now and then. Please share this with your friends. We're doing this for you guys, not doing it for us. We just want to show you guys something new maybe that you've never done before, that's something that you could share with your family, your friends, your significant other. Just pretty much bring people together around these food dishes that we're showing you guys here on this YouTube channel. Create something together or by yourself and just share it with people. You know, bring some smiles, bring some memories, share some barbecue, share some love. So, and most important thing in terms of if you don't do anything here today, please leave your comments below as to what you thought about this video, as well as suggestions as to what you would like to see us try to tackle in the future for you folks. So, with that being said, let's hop right into this. At the Redneck BBQ Lab, believe it or not, we have a lot of folks that come in that are vegan. Wow, that just kind of blows your mind away. Well, at first, you know, for us, it was not really that it blew our mind away that a vegan was coming into the barbecue lab. It was just the fact that like, wow, this is really cool. We have someone in here who doesn't eat meat at a restaurant that primarily sells meat. So we were like, wow, that's really cool. And then all of a sudden it was like this high and it went straight to the low. Like, what could they have? And we're like, oh, well, you're vegetarian, you're vegan, you know, are you this or you that? And we decided we really didn't have that many dishes that we could be able to offer them. So when we started our catering operation, a lot of our customers are vegan and can only eat or on a specific dietary needs. So we started tailoring some stuff and started playing with some stuff that wasn't natural to this down east North Carolina son who grew up on whole hog barbecue. Jackfruit was something that I was like, well, what the heck? It was something that was shared to me by a friend. Believe it or not, it was somebody who said, Jerry, you ought to try this. This stuff is called jackfruit. We take it and we make it into pulled pork sandwiches. And I said, really? Tell me more. And they talked to me about it, about how it was a great canvas like tofu. And if you haven't seen our videos before, vegan videos on tofu, you may want to go to our YouTube channel and check them out, some of the previous stuff, how to smoke tofu ribs. And that was just one of the things. It was this canvas that they gave us that we could play with, that we thought would be a really cool thing to use. So we hopped on it. And I'm going to tell you, success was not in the cards for us at first. We had to adapt and overcome. We always say adapt and overcome the restaurant industry. We stole that from the U.S. military. God bless you, soldiers, men and women. Thank you all for your service. But in the restaurant, we're always saying adapt and overcome. You know, it's not a problem, it's a challenge, you know, jump ups. And this was one of the things that we hopped into and said, well, let's figure this out. Deconstruct it and reconstruct it again and again to try to figure out a recipe where it really does mimic what our pulled pork sandwich tastes like with a twist. Now I'll show you that twist a little later on. We don't use the typical coleslaw that we use in the restaurant because it has mayonnaise in it. We use a coleslaw that has, well, you'll have to stay tuned and see it a little bit later and we'll talk about it. And you'll also be able to find that video on our YouTube channel later on. Just remember that. So, jackfruit, let's jump into it. What is it? Jackfruit it grows on a tree. It's this big fruit that's like can get up 30 plus pounds, I've heard. I could not find one. God knows this country boy from North Carolina wanted to bring out something that looked like a watermelon, you know, up in here and say, here it is, this is a jackfruit. And then I'm gonna pull my knife out and I'm gonna start, and you know, we found one that was really expensive. And then we went to the local internet and found some stuff that wasn't. This is something that you guys can find. This is just a brand, no product endorsement whatsoever, anything like this. This is a brand that we found that we use. But there's keys to this jackfruit. It has to be young green. And young green is important, packed in water, nothing else. This is just jackfruit packed in water, just pretty much it. They do some canning processes to preserve it so it doesn't, spoil or anything like that and cause us harm. But it's just remember the two words of anything with jackfruit, is young and green. And that'll deal with the firmness. So this is packed in water. We take this is some that we've taken and we have drained and got it. You can kind of see it comes in these little triangles. It's basically, looks like, imagine a pineapple. If you took a pineapple and you sliced it and diced it up, it's the same thing if you could find one of these yourselves that was young and green. You would just make like little pizza wedges, and this is what we have here. So let's hop into this recipe. I know there's a lot of head scratchers on there on the back side of this camera. I can hear you guys like, jackfruit, wow, what are you doing? Well, trust me on this, The first person that cracked open that oyster looked at that thing and said, this is something I'm going to eat. That was a brave person. You know what? They were willing to try something at least once, and God bless that person who did try that first oyster, because this Eastern North Carolina boy loves an oyster. Y'all will see something a little later on in the year when we can get some fresh Stump Sound oysters from North Carolina, best in the world. You guys can argue about that all you want about barbecue, but there is one oyster, and that comes from Stump Sound, North Carolina. God bless you folks down there in Sneads Ferry and that Stump Sound region that give us those. Jackfruit, this is already, like I said, been prepared and cooked. You can see it's firm. It's got a texture to it. The taste, really neutral. Anything that's a little acidic, which should help. We're going to use a slightly sweeter sauce with this. Really use some salt, some pepper. And that's kind of where we started. And it's dry. Let me tell you, it is dry. Because it cooks, it becomes less firm. Really dry right now, which means it'll suck in some stuff later on. First thing we want to do, we want to hit this with some oil. Whatever oil you prefer, it's just something you just want to put just a little bit of oil on it. What the oil does is it helps our rub stick to it, as well as it helps caramelize some of it on the outside, because we're missing the protein in this. We're going to use sugar today and oil to create that bark. So I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to hit this pretty heavy, because even though I'm hitting this pretty heavy and you're like, wow, that's a lot of salt and that's a lot of pepper and spice, I'm only covering probably 25% of this with rub, maybe a little bit more. And some of this rub will not make it to the plate. Some of this rub will fall off in the bottom of this pan as it cooks. But we want to go ahead and just coat both sides. If you're unfamiliar with our videos and my cooking methodology, you will see that I have a pan that's lined. It is an aluminum half pan. It is lined with aluminum foil, which you don't have to use. I use it for convenience here at the lab, just being able to wrap things up and clean it up, especially when I put the sauce in it. Underneath this pan is a cooking rack, and this cooking rack is a baking rack. It is a baking rack that you can find online. A lot of the purveyors and stuff have this for sale. And I'll show this to you. Let's go ahead, I'll show it to you right now if I get my big fingers in here. This rack has feet on it, and I don't know if you can see it or if Mr. Baker can catch this right here, but it's got this feet on it, which allows it to sit above the bottom of the pan. And this is important because as the smoker smokes and smoke's coming in here, it comes underneath with a convection. The smoker we're using today, we're using a Traeger grill. It's got a lot of convection. Convection means there's a fan component moving not only the smoke around on this, but the heat. And it's going to cook evenly top, bottoms, and sides by using this bacon rack in this pan. That's a pro barbecue tip right there. A lot of folks use it. We'll go ahead and kind of spread these out a little bit. I've got them touching. You don't have to. It's the OCD in me coming out. That I just can't stand for stuff to touch when I cook it. Ugh. Okay, all right, I'll leave it like that. Maybe that one. My daughters would be here right now just, Dad, they're touching. All right, I'll leave that alone. A little bit more spray. Don't need a lot. Just enough to cover. Helps this rub adhere to it. Talk a little about the rub. The rub that we are using here today is the Redneck BBQ Lab Chicken and Rib Rub. This rub has won multiple awards. It's won us a lot of money over the years on chicken, pork, fish, seafood. We've used this on just about everything. The properties of this is you want to use it on a protein or a vegetable that you're only cooking for a short period of time. I would say like 4 hours or less. This has a little bit more sugar, this rub, than our original, the competition rub, the red label rub. This rub has a little bit more sugar than that, and it'll cause the caramelization of whatever you're cooking to occur faster than the other one. Red label for slower meats, blue label for meats that typically you cook very fast, like fish, like I said, very delicate, stuff like this. So, easy peasy, folks, there you have it. That jackfruit right there is ready for the next stage. Next stage in the cooking of this vegan jackfruit barbecue sandwich is I am going to put this onto a smoker for about 45 minutes to an hour. Let this rub adhere to the outside, get this product heated up. At that point, we are going to pull it off. We are going to toss it in a bowl with our barbecue sauce, put it back onto the smoker with that sauce, a little bit more rub on it. We'll put it back on the smoker for about 15 minutes, let that sauce set up on it, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do with it to create that barbecue sandwich that I am promising you. So stay tuned, folks. We're headed to the smokers with this to get this stuff on and get it cooking. All right, we're downstairs now. We got our Traeger grill cut on. We are using a blend of cherry, hickory, and maple pellets, a third, and a third. We love this Traeger grill for cooking vegetables, seafood, proteins, really easy to use. Basically like cut the temperature on, plug it in, let it ride. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this jackfruit on. We're gonna put this jackfruit on for about 45 minutes. We're running at about 275 degrees, is what the smoker's running. We're gonna cook it at 45 minutes. We'll come outside, we're gonna take a look at it to make sure that it's the color that we want. And if it is the color that we want, then we're gonna take it upstairs and do part 3 of this. So let's get it on there, come back and see it in about 45 minutes, see how it's cooking. All right, we are back up here in the kitchen with this smoked jackfruit that we're gonna turn into that smoked barbecue jackfruit sandwich, vegan. I keep forgetting that, you know. It's gonna become more and more of a thing with us to be able to say vegan all the time, but this vegan smoked barbecue jackfruit sandwich. We've got it smoked, it's a beautiful color, you can smell it. I actually nibbled on some. It actually tastes good like this. It might be one of those things you just take and can eat straight off the smoker with just some rub on it and dip or something. But I'm gonna show you guys the way that we like it, what we found out to be the best way to do it at the lab to give to our customers, those of which can't eat meat. And this is, like I said, this is one of those dishes. So what we wanna do is we wanna pop this smoked jackfruit in there. You can see where remember how we talked about cooking on racks? It's actually colored the bottom of this. The smoke's got on the bottom, so it's got a 360 smoke on it. Smells good. Smells really good. Tasty good too. Need a little bit of salt. That's the thing. Remember what we talked about, how you can always add that salt later. It's tough to take off. Remember we hit it kind of lightly with salt when we did it. That was the reason why. I just know it needs a little salt, so show you guys what I'll do. So next step in this process of creating this vegan smoked barbecue sandwiches is we're going to use the Redneck BBQ Lab competition sauce. This is the original sauce that started it all with us. A lot of y'all might be saying, well, where can we find it? Well, funny you should say, where can you find it at? If you go to our website, www.theredneckbarbeculab.com, there is a tab up there, and that tab says Find Our Sauce. Click on that tab, Put your zip code in there, give a search parameter. If you are from Dallas, Texas, you might not be able to find it there in Dallas, Texas. You may have to call us to get it shipped there or flown there. We've done that before. We've actually flown sauce out. But there are some purveyors on there that do ship, and you can find them on there. And if you don't, stay tuned. Sooner rather than later here at the Redneck BBQ Lab, we will be sending our sauces and rubs out ourselves via this website. So stay tuned. That's a little, I'm getting kind of into the future with this, but I just want to coat this. You could do it with your hands, which if you've watched some of our previous videos here on our YouTube channel, if you've seen some of them, you may or may not have seen me jump in here with my hands to mix with because I forgot something. Hint, hint. Kind of make it to the blooper reels with some of this stuff. I might have just a little bit more sauce on there. I didn't get quite enough on there. The Redneck BBQ Lab sauce, why I like this, it's not a thick sauce like a lot of the commercially made sauces are. It's a thin, it's a glaze. It's for dipping, it's for cooking. It handles high heat. It caramelizes really nice. I'm thinking back some ribs that we did not too long ago, and somebody looked and was just like, wow, look at those things. It looked like candy coated ribs, but it really wasn't. It was this sweet, savory, sweet sauce. So anyway, that's kind of what, when I say kind of mix stuff up, how we want to get it. We want to go ahead and put this jackfruit back onto our cooking sheet, this cooking sheet again. We are going to go throw this back onto the smoker one more time. I like for us to caramelize just a little bit and get some more of that smoke into this, that smoke taste that we get from that Traeger, that cherry and maple and that hickory wood we've got out there. Here's my OCD again, folks, kind of getting together. I know it's funny. You're like, Jerry, it's going to be made into pulled pork here before too long, but the little touchy pieces kind of get me. So we're going to hit this one little final blast with the Redneck BBQ Lab chicken and rib rub, just to give it a little bit more salt, which I've already eaten a piece to know I need. Plus, this will give it a little bit more, some browning potential as well with some of the sugars that's in this. And some more spice in there, which, like I said, we're only really coating maybe 50% of this now at this time, now that we got it. So there you have it. Sauced, rubbed, ready to go back in the smoker for that final glaze. We're going to throw this back in that Traeger smoker. Smoker's running hot right now, about 325 degrees. We'll set this sauce real quick. We'll bring this up here and we'll finish this dish for you to show you how to make that vegan barbecue jackfruit sandwich that we told you guys about. So stay tuned.
For 45 minutes, this jackfruit that we have sprayed with the oil and put our rub on's been in there. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, you can see it's taking that smoke and that rub in really well. You can see her starting to separate. It's still firm to the touch and stuff, and it's perfect. This is just where we want this right now. We're going to take this up into the kitchen. We're going to apply our barbecue sauce to this along with another little bit of rub. We're going to put this back in the smoker one more time and let that kind of get happy together. And then we're going to take it out for the final reveal here after a while. So let's get this upstairs. Let's get some sauce on this, a little bit more rub, and we'll be right back to the smoker.
Okay, we're back in the kitchen now. We've got our smoked jackfruit off the Traeger grill, and we're ready to complete that vegan smoked barbecue sandwich, jackfruit barbecue sandwich for you folks. So this is what the next step in this process is. We want to get that jackfruit off of the pan or the tray and get it onto our cutting board here. Smells really good. I had a little piece too. I cheated. Always try before you, each step of the way, of course, don't try something raw like, you know, a piece of raw chicken or anything like that. But one of the things I like doing, why I enjoy cooking is that I will, along the way, I will stop at each little process and taste something, and try something to try to anticipate what needs to be done next. And that's one of the things with this. I was like, oh, I need more salt, I need this, I need that. So anyway, a little pro tip. So we want to go ahead and just kind of give this a rough chop. And you're going to see the inside of this start to kind of come out. And the reason this is a pulled sandwich, because we can literally take this and start pulling this apart with our hands. You can chop it, pull it, mince it, dice it, however you want it. With us, we're just going to do, like I said, a quick chop on this. I like mine a little bit bigger pieces and not so stringy. It reminds me, I mean, I know this is a vegan dish, but one of our more popular menu items at the Redneck BBQ Lab is a smoked boneless chicken thigh that we do. And the texture of this, along with the color and the smokiness and the flavor, reminds me a lot of that. You know, that's one of the things I think with barbecue is that a lot of people are like, this is not barbecue. Well, folks, I'm here to tell you, barbecue is nothing more than a noun, a verb, an adverb, or a preposition. Barbecue is something that's you take out to a smoker or a grill and grill yourselves using your rubs and spices or somebody else's rubs and spices to create a dish to share with yourself or other people. And that is what barbecue is. This, to me, is barbecue. If we went to the Redneck BBQ Lab right now, for all my meat eaters out there that watch our videos, and took a look at this, and then you put a plate of our boneless, skinless chicken thighs that you love so much, you couldn't tell the difference between the two. Now, when you did bite into it, granted, there is a difference between the two, but I promise you, we get done doing what we're doing right here, you will like this dish. Highly encourage you to try it. Be receptive to new stuff. That's what my mom used to say. Be receptive to new stuff. That was when she was trying to get me to try, you know, nasty broccoli and nasty zucchini, and I just thought it was like the end of the world, me having to eat that kind of stuff. And now I look back on that right now and go, my gosh, how many of those years I missed out on all that great stuff, you know, that was out there just because I looked at it with my eyes and didn't truly taste it to appreciate it. But this is one of those recipes, like I said. I am going to give it a quick little taste right here just to see where I want to be at with this. I eat it like that. Like I said before, I snuck a piece. It's smoky. It's got that Redneck BBQ Lab sauce in the background. Needs salt, probably needs pepper. I would put a little cayenne in there, something you add later. I think it'll be all right. So, what I do want to put into this is Redneck BBQ Lab. This is the North Carolina pork sauce that we have, that we sell. One of my oldest daughter's favorite combinations is half of this with half of this on pork. That is her go-to sauce. That is what she likes to create. She's like a little chemist, a little scientist in herself. She takes these and measures out proportional wise. She mixes it together into a little cup, and then she tastes it, balances out which one she wants a little bit more, a little bit less of, and then she'll put it on her pork sauce. So I can tell you right now, I taste this, I want to taste a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of the cayenne that's in here. So I'm going to pour some of that in here, probably a couple tablespoons. We'll mix this up. You can already smell the vinegar in it. That was one of the things I miss. It's just a little acid in this. It didn't have it. And that little apple cider vinegar along with that cayenne, that should give it a little pop. That pop I'm looking for, I was just kind of missing. Yep, there it is. Sweet, smoky, salty, a little bit of heat. Not too much heat. So, I could sit there and just eat this smoked jackfruit right now, just like that. It's healthy, delicious. It reminds me of barbecue. I've got that sauce, I've got that rub, I've got that smoke. Granted, it's not meat. Not trying to say that it is the same as meat. It's just not. It's like the difference between planets, you know. But healthy, nutritious, vegan, yes. We have a gluten-free bun here that I purchased at the store. I'm not a huge gluten-free person. Closest thing I could find to vegan That's where I'm gonna need you guys. You guys are the experts on vegan. I'm just learning. This is our foray into this, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job on this. I'll worry about this stuff later, but for right now, this is what we're gonna use. I'm gonna make myself a vegan barbecued sandwich right here using this jackfruit. I just really wanna reach in there with my hands and grab it, stick it on this bun. Oh man, you gotta smell it. You shut your eyes, and that's the thing I'm saying about barbecue. Barbecue, a lot of times, when you pull up to our restaurant, you're not seeing it, you're smelling it. You pull up our restaurant, and you get out and you smell that smoke, and you know it's barbecue. It's the same thing with this. Close my eyes and I smell it. I'm like, this is our pulled pork. This is our pulled pork. I can smell it, you know? And call me crazy if you want to, but like I said, that is barbecue to me. Now, we are transgressing here just a little bit off of the trail. We are putting a slaw on this. Well, what kind of slaw is that, Jerry? It doesn't look like any kind of slaw we make. This is our vegan avocado lime slaw that I make. You know, a lot of our slaws, if you guys follow this channel and subscribe to it like I've asked you to do, you know that most of our slaws have Duke's mayonnaise as the base. Duke's, when you say Duke's, I don't even need to say mayonnaise anymore when I make it. Mayonnaise though, however, and especially Duke's, is not vegan friendly. This is vegan friendly. This is something that you guys, if you subscribe to this channel, and especially if you get the alert notes, you'll see this recipe for this later on. This is a nice little go-to slaw for stuff that needs a little pop, like fish, you know, some grilled fish or something. It's a little go-to slaw that we make. I'll share that with you guys later. Check on this channel, subscribe to it like we said before, be notified when stuff drops and you'll see this. Today, I'm going to use this as a background component of this vegan barbecue jackfruit sandwich. So, told you I was gonna get in it with my hands. I can't eat barbecue with just a fork and knives, no way. Let's see how we did. We did good. All my carnivore friends that watch my channel, that love us our meat and stuff like that, that was no little Jaws bite for no reason whatsoever. That is a bite that says, I'm hungry and this is good. One more bite, folks, I'm sorry. Yep. If you got that friend, you got that neighbor, you got a significant other, you got any person in your life that doesn't eat meat, you want to do a barbecue out back, you want to cook something for them, cook this. This I approve of. Delicious. Healthy, vegan, delicious. Can't say it enough. Well, there you go, folks. There's our first foray. We do a lot of stuff vegan. You'll see some more stuff on this channel if you follow it vegan, but this is really our first foray today into vegan dishes here that are barbecue dishes. This is barbecue. This is really delicious food that you guys can serve to your guests in lieu of the meat. They can still enjoy the company because remember, barbecue, like I said, it's not just a noun, you know, barbecue. It's a verb, it's a adverb preposition, however we want to use it. North Carolina barbecue, man, that's basketball barbecue, sauce, that's all we talk about. This is Redneck approved as barbecue. So, I've had fun with this. I hope you guys do at home. I'm Jerry Stevenson. I am the Chief Redneck in Charge at the Redneck BBQ Lab in McGee's Crossroad, Benson, North Carolina. I'm here with my friend Mike Baker, Event Webcasting, the guru that puts all this together. This is the guy who puts up my shenanigans, all my bloopers and everything while doing this. He's also the guy that's got to sit there and smell this food, and he can't eat, but I promise you he's going to eat later. Mike Baker, Event Webcasting, here in the RBL studios. Serving some smoked vegan barbecue jackfruit sandwiches up here today and having a ball. Until next time, folks, you guys smile, be positive, pass that stuff on. We all need it. We all need it. Let's suppress that negativity, boost that positivity up. Let's make this world a better place, not only for you, not only for me, but for our kids and everybody else to come. Appreciate you. We will see you guys down the road. Take care.